Ride along live if you please. Ride along live. Well, feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bring it home with us. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong.
Experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Right along live, welcome to the ride. Welcome to Monday on the ride. How you guys doing? Did you guys miss me? For a couple of days. Where did I go? Why did I leave? Let me clear the air, guys. I didn't leave you, right? I can't. We're too attached. We're joined at the hips, right? Can't leave you. So I'm in Grenada, as some of you guys already know. Yes, I did, however, took 3 days off, right? Well, I didn't really take 3 days off. One out of the two, it was completely beyond my control, right? I was actually flying and the flight delayed. I didn't have a choice. Couldn't do the flight from the had to come on air that time. And the next day I had some audio problems, studio problems, so we couldn't do it. Here am I today. But I missed you guys. I felt like we stayed away from each other a little too long. 3 days is not good. Right? Now, we didn't have internet problems. We had connection problems. So my guess, we just wasn't communicating. Like I can't hear her, and she couldn't hear me. And it all sorts of problems. But it was resolved. All right? Thanks for your patience, though. Okay, guys. So today we're going to be speaking with attorney Dione Winterfunde, my sister, right? She's one of the top immigration lawyers. And I'll tell you why it's important to have this discussion now, right? So after the major defeat at the poll, right, the U.S. election, the incoming administration, the Donald Trump administration, promised that a lot will change, especially as it relates to immigration. Now, during the campaign season, Trump spoke about the fact that, there will be mass deportation. That's one of the things that he was high in his campaign, and he won, right? So election have consequences. So the consequence now is what would really happen now that after January 20th, Donald Trump would be officially reelected back into office. Could we see millions and millions of people and sent back to their homeland? What format would it take, right? There have been a lot of scare, a lot of frustration, and we thought that it was necessary to have this discussion, this conversation on the ride today, all right? So tag somebody, at followers, everybody, because it's important that we share the information. And of course, DNA Winter Funding, she's a no-nonsense kind of immigration attorney. Yeah? She tell it as it is. Okay? So this is a program that you definitely want to share with a friend, a family member. They will really, really appreciate it. Susan, thank you so much. And also, guys, we need to start paying more attention to things that benefits us, right? Because oftentimes I see, like, if we have a program dedicated with something to do with some kind of bacchanal that all you feel that's going to happen, all you flock. But when it's really important information, all you say, you know what, I'll pass up on it. But don't make the mistake this time around. This time around, you guys have to be a part of this information because it is useful for our community. All right? Okay, everybody, to do this for me right now, at followers. I see my internet struggling there. I see my internet struggling. I'm watching the quality, not the quality that I would like, but I hope you are hearing me though. Hope you guys are hearing me. Okay, so guys, let me don't waste any more time. Right as I share this at followers to my other group, I am going to bring in my guest, my sister. All right, hold on. At followers, see who else we have here. Hey, Hallie Wilson, how are you doing? Thank you so much. All right, share here, and also share here in a group. I'm part of I think that wants you share already. Thank you so much, Lydia James. I thank you for at followers, to your hundreds of thousands of supporters. At followers here, at followers, so everybody can see and invite them. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's bring in my guest, DNA Winter Funday, to the chat, to the conversation. She's here.
I like the
Beautiful as well.
music.
Yeah, let me tell
I
you.
love the new music. Is that new?
Yeah, this is a new song.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
hearing it.
the new ride along song. This,
Right.
how you doing? How you doing?
The devil busy and are trying to keep me away today.
I
The
know,
devil
I know.
messing with our sounds and everything. How are you doing? I'm doing fabulous, by the way.
That's nice.
I
You
am
look
doing
good.
fabulous.
Every time I see you, you're looking better. You're looking younger. I don't know if it's like I don't know. It's like a special something that you have. So you give all. Because every time I look older, you look younger. I don't know. I
But
don't
look,
know.
look who's talking. Look who's talking. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right. For the listen here, and they are anxious to hear what's going
Yeah.
on in immigration. So please fill us in on immigration. First of all, Funde, let's talk about before we get into administration. What is your take on PIP, parole in place?
I think it's dead. I
You
think
think
it's
it's dead?
dead. I think it's dead. I think it was short lived.
Uh-huh.
It was very short lived, and I'm hoping a couple people were able to get their applications in. I think it was a great idea. The thought behind it was amazing. I was excited for it, but it goes back to the weak leadership we had. They didn't make it a law. It was an executive order, and executive orders are as good as the pen and the ink and the paper that it was written on. So I
Right.
think it's dead. I think it's dead because one, we have the judge out of Texas that shot it down, and we have the administration that was behind it. They're now going out.
Yeah.
So I think it's dead, Jay. I don't want to sound like, but I think it's gone. If maybe this administration was, if they were going to come back into power, then we could say maybe there's something we can do about it. But I think it's dead.
Explain to the people, I guess for a lot of people who watch, they don't know what parole in place is. Explain to the viewers again what is PIP.
All right. So for those who were not paying attention to some of the last minute efforts by the Democratic Party. One of the things that they had proposed was parole in place. And essentially it's saying, look, if you entered the United States on or before, I think it was April of 2014, and you're married to a United States citizen and you did not have a lawful entry, then let's create this pathway for you. Where
Right.
if you're married to a US citizen, bad entry, but you've been here since that time, you can adjust your status. You don't have to leave. The ideal individual would have been a DACA recipient, somebody who was here on DACA, somebody who came across the border. I think it was a great thing, Jay, but it was an executive order. It wasn't a law. And that's one of the things I want our community to start thinking about is the law different from these executive orders. Because, come January, we're not going to talk about it yet, but come January, we're going to see a lot of presidential powers, things being done by the pen. And I brought my pen today, Jay, because a lot of what we're going to be seeing in January are going to be, things being done by the pen, an executive order where the president just signs something, which is what PIP was. And that's
Right.
why it so quickly dies because it's not the law. It's just think of it as something I would like to do. That's
Right.
what those executive orders are.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about executive orders here, right? Because immigration has always been a tool kicking down the can road for the past umpteen years. Like no
Yeah.
administration really took the hard task in
No.
passing difficult laws to protect immigrants. It's a bunch of executive orders and executive. Um, what other executive order do you think that would come in place that would affect immigrants come January?
So we can think back. Most of us, were around 4 years ago in 2016 to 2020. What were some of the most one of the executive orders that stood out was the Muslim ban. I don't remember if you remember that. When the
Yes.
Muslims, it was people forget because we have these very short memories. We had the Muslim ban. Then the then administration went after the Nigerians, remember? There was this
Yes.
holdup. And then there was the freeze, the deportation, mass deportation, like you said, where certain groups were targeted. Remember, Haiti was one of those groups. So I think
Yes.
we kind of forget some of those things that were done hastily, that even the borders, things that were happening at the border, they haven't been fixed, Jay. Like, it's not like 2016, 2020, and then we had a party that come in and fix it. They weren't being fixed. The problems are still there. They're still there to this day. Still there.
So
Still there.
Muslim ban, I remember the Muslim ban. That was the previous administration before the Biden administration. That was the previous
Yes.
Trump administration. And so
Hmm.
it was an executive order, and then the current administration just removed it by executive order as well, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But let's talk about big, heavy immigration policies now, right? Big, heavy immigration policy, like, for instance, which I believe is a big, heavy immigration policy,
Mm-hmm.
the way how immigrants obtain their naturalization, the way how people obtain a green card, do we expect that to get difficult or change in any way by whether executive order or by law?
All right. So let me get political for a bit. I
Right.
want us to think of immigration law as a statute. It's a bill. Remember that little song? I'm just a bill and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Where if the president were to do something big, like you said, some big changes, it would have to go through the House and the Senate.
Right.
And I hastily say it seems to me like the Democrats are going to have the Senate. I'm sorry, the Republicans
The
are going to have the House. I think the Democrats, we may hold on to the Senate.
No, 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 no. The other way around.
The other way around, right?
The
So
other way. So the Republicans would get, and the
and
Democrats most likely
would
would hold
have
on
the
to the House,
House.
House of Representatives.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so in order for the any president to change the law, Remember, how you get a green card is through law. How you
Right.
get become a citizen is through law. It's not an executive order. In
Right.
fact, the way how you become a citizen is inside of our constitution. It says
Yes.
by birth or naturalization. So I don't
Yes.
want us to confuse mass deportation of undocumented individuals who have committed certain crimes with mass deportation of US citizens because they were born in a certain country. We
Right.
cannot confuse the two in the same sentence, Jay. Two different
Different.
conversations. How I become a
Right.
citizen, it is in the United States Constitution, it is in the Immigration and Nationality Act.
Right.
Who gets admitted, we can close the door by executive order because of safety to the United States. Right?
Right.
The president or incoming president can say, you know what? This country, individuals coming from this country, they should not be let in because they're going to commit crimes. People at the border, US Mexico border, let's build the wall as tall as the Eiffel Tower because it's going to protect the United States. That is not law. That is not in the Constitution. Those are either executive orders or those are found in the presidential powers of the United States, not the
Right.
law. So you and I, we did good, right? We got our little blue book. We behave
Yeah.
ourselves, we pay our taxes. For them to remove us in mass deportation, it's not going to be that easy.
Right. Let me make that very clear again because this is someone actually told me, because I came to Grenada the day after election. Somebody said
Mhm.
that I self-deported before Trump deported me. But I just want to make that very clear, guys. Trump
Nope.
can deport me.
Trump
Trump
cannot
cannot
deport you.
deport me.
No, he
I am a
cannot.
naturalized citizen of the United States,
Rah, rah.
and I didn't flee. Yeah, and thanks to Dione Winter Fundy, I could say this.
Yes.
Um, I didn't flee deportation because it's
Mhm.
not like I am walking around with even a green card. There, we could talk about that, but I have citizen. I'm a citizen of the
Your
United
blue
States,
book, you
right?
can say you have your
Blue book,
blue book.
right? I have my book,
Yes.
right? Um, so I know that you and felt I am fleeing deportation, but that did not happen. Now, common sense
No.
is
No.
if you are
You have a
naturalized.
sister that's an immigration lawyer.
Exactly. She would not. I would never be. She is
No.
too smart for I to be deported, right? So I left. I came here to handle my business. So that is why I am here. So let's come back. Let's revert again. The powers of the law that says how someone get a green card, right? That process, in order for that to change, you have to go through the House of Representatives to the Senate and signed by the President. It's a lengthy process. It's a law, correct?
That is correct. The
Right.
Immigration and Nationality Act governs how we get green cards when we got to stay inside of the United States. You can't go home for a year. Once you have the green card for 5 years, you're eligible for to apply. So that is the law. So, in
Right.
order to change that, and that is why I paused to say, let's kind of look at who's going to control the House, who's going to control the Senate, because that will kind of dictate any movement that we might see in the law as it pertains to non citizens. And when I
Right.
say non citizens, Jay, I mean green card holders, undocumented individuals, individuals here in the United States temporarily. I will call them non citizens.
Right. So we also have to say and make it very clear for people who right you have a green card. Essentially, as Deanna Winterfonde puts it, you just have an upgraded visa, right? You do something, you still could be deported, correct?
That is correct.
Explain that.
I like to call my green card holders glorified tourists. They're
Aha.
glorified tourists in the United States, right? Especially those that have been here the 5 years and they've held on to these green cards. I like to call them glorified tourists. Why? They can be deported because they're not citizens of the United States. The only difference is that they can live, they can work. They
Right.
cannot vote, and I'm hoping nobody with a green card voted in this past election because it's a federal offense. So you're
Yes.
a glorified citizen, and yes, they can put laws in place that can affect you if you're not
Right.
a citizen of the United States.
Right. So for the people who already have a green card and you feel like you're mighty above who don't yet have a green card, just don't even feel like you are safe and secure because you are not undeportable, right? Don't start cutting style and say, I have my green card and you don't have your
Nope.
green card and cutting style on people who they call illegal alien, which I hate to use
Mm-hmm.
that word. You're
Mm-hmm.
just a
Mm-hmm.
glorified citizen or you a permanent resident here, but you still could be deported. Under what grounds could someone with a green card get deported?
Um, Criminal is one. Commit certain types of crimes. That's a big one. If you have a green card and you get involved in certain things, you commit what we call deportable offenses.
Hmm.
That's one. Another way is if you abandon that green card, you leave the United States and you're living outside for way too long. But the biggest way to get deported when you have a green card is by committing a deportable offense. And
Right.
again, the statute, the law tells you what those are. Especially, Jay, I was just in New York this past week, and New York State has legalized the use of marijuana.
Yes.
Under federal law, marijuana is still a controlled substance. So, for all my Caribbean folks that are selling, trafficking, dealing, using 30 grams or above, and you have a green card, that is a deportable offense.
Right.
The
Yes.
cookies, the muffins, all of that, that can be considered a deportable offense, whether you have a green card or if you're undocumented.
And let's make that also very clear because a lot of Caribbean countries are legalizing marijuana. And although it might be legalized, however, if you put that on a in mass quantity or small
Yeah.
quantity and you get on a plane to come into the US, you could be held very much
Yes,
accountable for that. Explain
yes.
that a little bit. On
So,
the,
immigration law, guys, is federal. Immigration law is not state, it's federal. And immigration law, it says Immigration and Nationality Act. I don't want to bore you. It says controlled substances are 30 grams or more. Any controlled substance, marijuana is a controlled substance.
right,
However, they will forgive you for 30 grams or less as a like personal use. That's a
right.
personal use. Anything over, there's no forgiving.
Mm,
5 pounds, 10 pounds, that's trafficking, that is selling, that is dealing, that is using, and that is a deportable offense. That is
right.
a deportable offense.
So again, we have to echo and say it loud. For the countries, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I think Grenada is making move
Hmm.
to what they say, decriminalize and legalize marijuana. They're moving in that direction. However, it is still a federal offense in the U.S. In and you also made me understand that even if you are in New York City, who that's legal in New York City, and you smoke in a pile of weed and have a whole pile of weed or whatever the case is, if a federal FBI officer come to you, you could still get arrested under federal jurisdiction. Correct?
Yes, and placed into deportation proceedings if you're a non-citizen. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Even if it's a police officer, if they arrest you for something else and you happen to have marijuana on you, they can call ICE. They can call ICE and come pick you up.
Right.
You're not a citizen. That is none of your business if they legalize marijuana or not. You got to stay away from it.
Right, and people need to understand that very
Hmm.
clear. Now let's talk about our friends who travel from the Caribbean. They get on a plane. They didn't jump off the border in Mexico. They didn't go through any other means. They came here very legally. They went, they got a visa. They came into the United whatever. They are protected for the time frame in which they was given, like 6 months or whatever the case is. Within that 6 months, if you're here, you cannot be deported well, not cannot be deported. You will not be deported. Well, you're still in legal status for that time frame, right?
Yes, if you come here, like my brother is here, he's on a visitor's visa. For the time frame, you should be okay. So long as you don't break any laws and you
Laws,
don't
right,
work, you're on a visitor's visa. You said you're coming to Disney World, go to Disney World and then go home. They're
right,
not, when they talk about mass deportation, if you look at what the incoming president says, he said mass deportation for murderers. He literally highlighted who he wanted to deport it. It's those individuals that have a criminal charge or criminal offense that either came across the border or they're in the country and they broke the law. He
right.
never said mass deportation for citizens. He never said mass deportation for individuals that are here on a visitor's visa. He highlighted the mass deportation.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think that it's clear that people understand that it doesn't necessarily mean that if you are living, or I should let you explain it. I explain you much better at doing that than me.
No, man, you do it. You do it. Let me
What,
hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear
no, no,
it.
no. There are a lot of fear in the immigrant community, right? Those who are over that they hear it right now and they are scared. They break the law, do what they're doing, whatever, stay, whatever, whatever. Do you think that there was a lot of mass deportation proceeding for the people like that, like people who just doing what they have to do on an everyday basis? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Here's what I'm not gonna put anything past this incoming president. If you're undocumented, you have to try to put something in the hopper. What do I mean by that? You're undocumented, you've been here for God knows how long. It's time for you to do something. I
Right.
don't want to put anything past this incoming administration. I don't know who they're going to target. I don't I just don't know. So if you're here, under the former administration, they called you low priority. Like, you've been here, you came in on your B1, B2, you stayed in, and you're not troubling nobody. You were considered a low priority. I don't
Right.
know what this incoming administration is going to do if they're going to still consider you as a low priority.
I see. I see. But you foresee that priority um, would be for people who are criminals and murderers and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. What about this? What about this situation here? You are you overstay your green card, your visa, sorry, and you're here in the United States and you get arrested just for a petty something. You run a red light or your license suspended. Not red light. You're not going to get arrested for that, but your license suspended and you get arrested. That it might be used through the system, through immigration, and possibly lead you into deportation proceeding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the scenario you're using, Jay. Look, you're here, you're under the radar, but something happens and you now come in contact with law enforcement. I could see, and certain states have started to do that where the sheriff cooperates with ICE. You have states that are doing that where, you get arrested for like a non deportable offense, meaning,
Right.
you know, if it weren't for your status, you would have been okay. Right? Because if
Yes.
I drive without a driver's license, I'm a citizen, I'm okay. But now
Yes.
when you're undocumented, not our green card holders, when you're undocumented and you come into contact with law enforcement, you will have certain state, the sheriffs, all of that, they're cooperating with ICE. I've had that where they'll call me and say, oh, my so and so got arrested for X and we
Right.
paid the bond, but now they say there's a ICE hold. Guys, if you're listening, write it down. ICE hold. Now they're holding this individual, and ICE have 15 business days to come and get you. So they're going to hold you there. And let me tell you, Mr. ICE is showing up on day 14.
Oh, really?
ICE have 15 days, yes. So they hold you. There's an ICE hold, and they hold you until ICE comes in. So all of my undocumented folks, what's gonna save you is you saying, you know what? I have a pending application. Or
Right.
my mother has petitioned for me. I'm married to a US citizen and she has petitioned for me. I have a VAWA case. I have something that is pending.
Right, right. Now you made me understand this whole deportation thing to a T, right? Well, does it still prevail as were explained years ago, where deportation is not, but deportation is a proceeding, is a process, right? So if someone goes into deportation, they don't like they say, oh, you deport and then you, is that still true?
Still, still the case. So if let's separate, let's slice the cake, Jay.
Uh huh.
If you've never been ordered deported from the United States, right?
Right.
You're just here, you're living under the radar, and they arrest you. You will go through a process where you get to go in front of the judge.
Judge.
They
Right.
might detain you or they might not. It depends on the circumstances. And you get to go in front of the judge and plead your case. If you've
Yes.
been ordered removed already, you're not getting that chance. They're sending you home.
Right.
They are sending you home. But generally speaking, if you're detained, you have something called due process.
Right.
Meaning you get to go in front of the judge and said, well, Your Honor, I'm not guilty of this, or Your Honor, I'm guilty of this. Your Honor, I have a US citizen wife. Your Honor, you get to plead your case. So it's not like they pick you up today and tomorrow you're on a flight going home. Those flights,
Ah.
those flights that we're hearing about are individuals that were either deported already, or they came back into the country, or they were ordered deported but they never left.
It's
So
very
those are
important.
some of
It's
we
very,
have to
very important
segment.
that we have this, It's very important that we have this conversation, because people don't understand and they believe that when we talk about deportation, is like, okay, you picked up today and tomorrow you're on a plane. Of course, it's a process. It's a due process that you have to go through, right? And as you rightfully said, that people who have been deported went through that process. They
Yes.
already went into the court, and you, my goodly friend, you're very instrumental in getting a lot of people out of the deportation proceeding, because you are a great lawyer. That's your thing, I heard, to the grapevine. You're the best thing in getting people out of deportation.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes. Love it. Love it. I specialize in deportation. I love it. Love it.
Yes. What are some of the case? What are the facts that, even if scenario, situation, someone came into the United States, yes, they overstayed. Yes, they were driving with or suspended, and they got caught up and they were sent to the deportation proceeding to see the judge. Is that person, like, is it done for them? Or what are some of the keys that you could bring up in order to save that person and keep them here in the United States?
There's lots of things we could bring up. One of the biggest things that we'll bring up is the length of time inside of the United States. So for individuals, say they never had a green card, Jay, and they just kind of came in, like you said, minding their own business. They have a contact with law enforcement. Now they find themselves being placed in deportation. They get the letter that says, we are removing you from the United States, and here's why. There's a lot of things that we can do. I look at one, the length of time inside of the United States.
Right.
For individuals that have been here 10 years or more, there's a pathway to a green card if you're placed in deportation. Do not run and throw yourself into the river. Think of
Ah.
think of deportation as this rushing stream. If you're placed, and I have to be careful when I say this because people are gonna say, Miss D, I've been here 10 years. Can somebody place me in deportation so I could get a green card? No, that's not how it works. If you're placed in deportation, we can look at how long you've lived in the United States.
Right.
Length of time. Have you been paying your taxes? Do you have a parent, a spouse, a child, so a family member who's a green card holder or US citizen? Do you have a hardship to those individuals, right? So there are factors that we look at to say to the judge, Judge, this person has lived here. They've worked at the same job for the last 15 years. They pay their taxes every single year. They have family members where it's going to be a hardship to that family member if they're removed. Please,
Absolutely.
Your Honor, please don't send them home. So
Yes.
that's the case that we would make. For the individual that has the green card, Jay, we say 7 years. You've been here for 7 years. You don't have to have 10. You just need seven. If you never had a green card, you need 10 years. And we make those arguments to the judge. The decision is not up to us, it's up to the judge whether they want to grant you or forgive you for your trespasses, which is overstaying in the United States, entering without permission. It's up to them.
Right. So when we talk about we'll get into the meat of the matter. When we talk about mass deportation, what exactly are we talking about?
I think, and I'm not speaking for the incoming administration, I think step one, all undocumented individuals with removal orders, meaning you came in the country, you went before the judge, and you have a removal order, but you did not leave.
Right.
They either have you checking in with ICE on the regular. First of all, ICE knows where you are. The government knows where you are.
Right.
So I could see that being like a phase one. If I were rolling my dice, and we should come back and talk about it in February or March after the president comes into office, I want to come back and see who that first phase mass deportation is targeting. I would
Right.
love to see that.
But could the administration pull or take away the due process and say, you know what? If you order deported, forget about that time frame that you have to wait. No, from deportation order straight to a plane. Is
They
that problem?
can.
They
They
can.
can. They
Okay.
Because here's the thing, right now as it stands, if you get ordered deported, you have 30 days to file an appeal.
Aha.
I don't know if they're gonna say get ordered deported, go. Go. I think they're gonna look for those though with the removal orders that are probably 30 days or more. You have
Okay.
people that were ordered deported in 2015, they're still here.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of people think, Jay, is when you go to court and you get, like, the judge says, removed, we deny your case, it's time for you to go. You walk out of court if you're not detained. You go home.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a plane outside waiting for you. So you have millions of people in the United States that were ordered deported, but they never left, and they're
And I could
still
see,
here.
I could see a simple way that that could happen. Like, for instance, if you had an appointment for a green card, and for some reason you didn't make it to that appointment, and you failed to make it to that appointment, you could be ordered deported. Correct?
Yes, yes, yes. All those in absentia, we call them. Those are the
Yeah.
people that I think will be, meaning you had a court date, you didn't show up, you order removed, but you're still living here. Millions of people have done that. You moved from Florida to New York. You got deported, got ordered, meaning you're supposed to leave and you just move to another state. Those I think are going to
Right.
be the
What's like what are these? Do you foresee
target.
that being still being a thing? Like people say, New York is a sanctuary city. I could go to New York.
But I
Not like
just saw
Florida.
New York pulling the debit cards for the undocumented individuals. They said they're not going to give them anymore. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
So I'm seeing a little bit of changes in New York. New York is a sanctuary city. Chicago.
Yes.
I'll be curious because a lot of these cities are tied to federal funding.
And
So
and
I
that
don't
and that's and
know.
that's the thing. The thing because they'll get you with federal funding.
Yes.
They
Yes.
would federal funding, and
Yes.
that's why sanctuary cities like New York and California, as much as the mayors might talk big, they could still get the squeeze. You know what I mean? To force
I
them
agree.
to put harsher measures on there. So it is at a point right now that we're saying that it's possible, probable, that there could be major changes in terms of the process of deportation. But do you really think your legal expertise that mass deportation means that, okay, uh, 4 million people round up on a plane, given a plane ticket or invitation to go to JFK to get on a plane and get out. I think that that
I don't think
process,
that's what it's. But here's the thing: what people are not talking about during the Biden administration, there was mass deportation. There were lots of
Obama
planes
too,
leaving.
Obama too, Obama too, Obama too.
There were. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like during all the administration, we had deportation flights. We had lots of flights leaving with lots of people. I think what makes this bad is that this president just talks about it a lot.
Right. And he may put people in place to,
Yes.
because the person,
Yes.
the guy is speaking a lot of stuff and scaring
Mm-hmm.
people. But
Yeah.
I'm still telling people I don't believe that that would mean that it would change so drastically that you will be ordered. They pick you up and put
No.
you on a plane and send you back. That may
No.
still may not be a process in terms of in terms of mass deportation. There are millions and millions of people in the United States uh, that live their life
Mm-hmm.
and pay the taxes. And I believe, and this is just my belief, but this is how I see it, right? I think that on the backs of immigrants, America was somehow able to do so much things because these people work and they don't get pension or anything. They
Nothing.
work on the books and they work and they
Nothing.
pump hard sweat and blood and tears into work and they have nothing at the end if they don't adjust their status. And America benefit from that.
They do.
America is a country that's built on immigrants. Everyone is an immigrant. If you're not a Native American immigrant, so changing the culture of that, I'm yet to see or believe that that will drastically change the way how it works. So give me a take again. Mass deportation. Your feeling, your vibe. What do you think? How do you think
I
that it will
don't
look?
think I want to come back in February or March. Jay, remember this. It is not going to look like what we think it's going to look like.
I feel
I
you too. I feel
don't. I have a feeling. Here's the thing, and I'm hoping I'm hoping I'm right. I don't want to be wrong, right?
right.
Because, you know, I don't want to sit around and say, well, first of all, everybody who's undocumented need to start putting their house in order.
Absolutely.
Get your house in order. I'm tired I've been coming on this show for 6 years. Get your house in order. Go
Yes.
sit with all your paperwork. Talk to an immigration lawyer. Maybe you've been the victim of a crime. Maybe you
Yes.
were married to somebody who don't want to file the paperwork for you. Maybe you were trafficked. Maybe your daughter is now 21, your son is 21, they can file for you. Get your house in order, because
Yes.
this administration is not going to tolerate. We have a problem. We have a problem. Like, I walk around New York City with all the undocumented immigrants, and I no longer like to walk around New York City. So we have a problem. So I think there will be some kind of tightening, Jay, but I don't think the mass deportation is going to look like what we think it is. I think it's going to affect those that were ordered removed, those with the criminal records, those that entered illegally, those kinds of things. We're going to see a little bit of tightening of the rope. And I want us to come back in February or March and talk about this. What did it look like? What will immigration look like under Trump too? Remember, this man was in the White House already. Whatever took him that long to do, he's going to figure that stuff out before he comes back this time around. So I think he's coming back a smarter president, and he's coming back to finish what he had started.
Okay. Let me see if I can open up the phone lines to get some questions in. 718-701-5720. This is your number that you could call. Immigration attorney Deanna Winter Funday. She is here and taking your questions. Again, the number is 718-701-5720. And because we're in a remote studio, you will have to ask your question and you have to watch the answer on the live because you want to have a conversation, one-on-one conversation with the attorney because of our remote setup here. So 718-701-5720. Ask your question live on air. Wait, why is this thing? Okay. All right. Okay. It's not going through there. No problem. Again, 718-701-5720. Ask the immigration attorney, Deanna Winter Funday. We're talking deportation because, of course, a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are frantic about what it would look like, what Trump 2 is going to look like. Am I going to be picked up? Should I even send my kids to school? Should I if I'm sick? All of these things, they are questions. And we say, listen, What I believe that you should do, and what we've been encouraging you to do for many, many years, is set up yourself. Put your books in order. Put your life in order to adjust your status. There are many ways that you could do so, and we keep telling you guys, but a lot of people listen. Right? So we're telling you again. Um, Let me see if I can pull you in. Let me open up this system right here. All right, cool. So all right, cool. So 718-701-5720. I saw a call just came in and I pressed the wrong button and I cut off the person. So let's see if we could get that call back. Again, guys, 718-701-5720. We're live with Attorney Winter Fun Day, and we're taking your call live on air. Let's see, I cut that person off. All right, good. All right, cool. We wait for the person to call back again. So, Diane, if you could tell us, okay, here the call coming back in. So let me grab that call. Caller, you live? Go right ahead with your question. Hello?
Yes, I'm calling from Miami. Hello, yes.
Yeah, Miami, go right ahead. Ask your question.
Yes, yes. They was. I know she was talk. They was talking about and, the people that have kids here and they are undocumented. I was watching CNN and with his name is Chad Wolf, and they was interviewing him and talking about mass deportation as the lawyer says with the with the criminals and the people that commit crimes and stuff. And then she asked him about the undocumented, and he says yes. After that, they're gonna go next. That's what he says. So my take on that is like after they finish what doing, they're gonna go to people. And as Trump has said, if they're kids, they could go with the kids if the kids is small, and when they get a little older, they could come back up.
Right.
So I think that's what's going to happen. And also, too, I know a lot of lawyers, not this one here, maybe gonna take people money and they can't help them. So people have to be very careful, especially if you know that you have like you've been caught for drugs or stuff like that. I think you should prepare to go back to your country, because getting a lawyer to fight for you, I don't think that's going to work. That's my take on it.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you for your input. You respond?
Hello, hi everyone. Jay, I love what she said. She said, "Don't." Here's the thing: I will not tell anyone to depart. That will be a personal decision,
Right.
right? So, and but she's absolutely right. There's some people that we will never be able to assist.
Right.
Never be able to assist, right? But at the same time, I think everyone should go sit with an attorney and or somebody who's qualified and have a conversation. And she
Right.
was right about the children, because there's a ton of children that there's a ton of children that just let's not even get started with the children, because there's so many undocumented children living here
Yeah.
without parents, right? But I think everybody should sit with an attorney and have a conversation.
Right. I heard so much rhetoric about this immigration. It always seemed like it's fear mongering type of thing. I remember just a year ago so ago, DeSantis made some remark about policies in Florida and about the immigrants working and a whole set of things that was said, and a lot of people rebelled again because they were saying the role that immigrants play in America, like if immigrants were to pull out, stop doing what they're doing, what kind of place would America be? What kind of place would Florida be? And we kind of saw it that people started to kind of push back on what DeSantis was saying. But DeSantis never really stood up. That was like hot air, right? Nothing happened.
In fact, what we saw was the opposite, where he put this policy in place and then they had to piggyback on it because so many people fled. We had
Yeah.
hundreds, we had thousands of people who fled thinking, he was going to arrest you and then you were going to be deported. And I want to remind everyone, you are entitled to due process.
Exactly.
You are. This is not a roundup system. Like, it's not the wild, wild west. At the same time, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I must say, if you're here and you're undocumented, stop waiting around for the next sheriff to come into town and then you start running around like a mad person. I say
Right.
seek professional help. Have a conversation. You and I used to talk about the immigration checkups where you sit with someone, you say, "These are my documents. This is where I am. What are my options? What are my
Yes.
options?"
Absolutely. Someone put something in the chat there, and I want to touch it really briefly. Um, if you have an undocumented parent, right? So a mother is undocumented, father undocumented. However, they have a child born in the United States. What's the status of that child?
Any Remember we started out by talking about the law. Naturalization comes through, you can be a citizen of the United States either through birth or through naturalization. So any individual born inside of the United States, it doesn't matter who your parent is. Your parent could be sitting in Rikers Island, undocumented, having murdered 10 people. Once you're born inside of the United States under the Constitution, not under Trump, not under Biden, under our Constitution, that our
Yeah.
forefathers, or their, I don't know if they're my forefathers, but their
No.
forefathers wrote,
Therefore,
you are a citizen of the United States. So even
right.
if your parents snuck across the border and you're undocumented and you're born here, you are a citizen of the United States.
Right. And that's clear. And if that were to change, or if there was a proposal or a law or a bill introduced to change that, do you think that that is something that could pass both the House, the Senate,
Well,
the
we
first?
can't change the Constitution with a bill.
Right.
The
Okay.
Constitution has to be amended.
Amended.
So we would
Amended.
have, right, we'd have to see an amendment in the United States Constitution, which is not a
Right.
walk in the park. That's not going to
Right.
be just some walk in the park. There has
And
to be an
and
amendment.
and the Republican by themselves is not two-third
No,
majority of.
they cannot amend the
They cannot
Constitution. No.
amend the Constitution. So to amend the Constitution, people have to again, to amend the Constitution to have a huge majority of
It's a
vote, and
big
it's
deal.
not an easy thing to do. They, right now, no party have that majority to amend the Constitution,
Yeah. Yeah.
even
And
if
if you think, yeah, yeah.
even if the current administration will have the Senate, and even if they had the House combined, they still
Mhm.
may not be able to amend certain, uh, well, to amend the Constitution because of the majority that they don't have uh, in the House or the Senate. So that's not something that we could expect that we would see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's not how it works. And I understand everybody's afraid and everybody, but I love what the caller said. Don't be scared. Don't just start giving your money to individuals because they can help you. I would say tune into shows like this, Jay, where you've been giving them information before Trump, during Trump, and
Let me
I
tell
think you're
you,
going to be here after Trump.
after
so
the Trump,
so we're gonna be here, I think. And if anybody has if you're undocumented or a family member is undocumented, now is the time to sit with a reputable person, either an
yes,
attorney or somebody who you know that you can trust, and just have a conversation about what are my options, what can I do, and just keep in mind the law is different. So it's not like somebody's just going to come in and, oh, everybody who's undocumented, I'm going to put you on a plane and send you somewhere. Like I said, I want to be back here in February or March because that is not how it's going to work.
no, I don't believe so either. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And Funday, let me tell you, we've been preaching this thing like, I don't know if some people listen to us, Some people just don't like topics that would empower them.
Right.
They like melee, as they are saying in Grenada. They like they are
Hmm.
saying in my country, local parlance. They like Malek, they like TB, they like all of this stuff. Information, they run from
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? We've been bellowing how to obtain a green card. We even had
Hmm.
programs on how to obtain a visa the best ways to
Mhm.
obtain a visa, the best ways to obtain a green card. I went through the
Yeah.
process here with you guys, how I had my green card for umpteen years until Deanna Winter Fund said, you know what, you got to change that. And how I went through the process of obtaining that and the ease of how it was easy for me because I had a lawyer that backed me up 100%. Adjust your status. And there are many, many ways you could adjust your status. You might think that you don't have a way, but you don't know until you speak to someone like Deanna Winter Fund and they will tell you, like, listen, you might be a part, abuse violence against women act that could work for you. You could get a green card if you was abused. If you was abused, let me tell you, there's so many different things, and we keep telling you guys, but some of you guys don't listen, or you like
I
Mawet,
don't.
or you like TB. That's what they like. I don't know what else we could see. Let's take one more call if we can. 718-701-5720. That's the one number. And the phone lines are open. Somebody call and I hang up on them again by mistake. A lot of us say, I ain't doing too well. I ain't doing too well. 718-701-5720. While we wait on the next call, Funday, what else do you want to let our audience know about this?
Outside of the fact that we will be in Jamaica on December 7th, where
Nice.
we're talking about ways, yes, where we'll be talking about ways to get a green card without getting married, without
Uh-huh.
jumping the wall. We don't
Nice.
want you to jump the wall. We don't want you. We'll be at the AC Marriott in Kingston on December 7th. That is Saturday, December 7th. On
Yes.
December 6th, we're going to be at the University of Technology talking again about legal pathways, um, different ways in which individuals can migrate to the United States. So I'm just doing a shameless plug
Yeah,
to let
man.
our people know that we're now bringing the information to you.
Well,
So
this is your
I just
platform.
want them.
This is your platform. Platform built by your
Yes.
hands, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah. Outside of that, I would just say it's the election was only last week. So for anybody to know whether it's CNN, whether it's Fox, whether it's right along, we don't know what's going to happen, but we can only say based on our experience, this is what we've seen. We've seen the
Yes.
Muslim ban, we've seen Wade in Mexico, we've seen all these things, but I don't think it's any reason for anyone to panic. I just want to reinforce the importance of sitting down with somebody who's qualified where you can just talk about what is going on specifically with your case. They have a
Yes.
saying in Jamaica, Jay, dog luck, puss luck is not the same. All of us are going to have a different experience with our immigration cases. So I cannot give you this general advice about what your cousin went through or what your aunt went through. Your situation is going to be a little bit different. And that is why we encourage people they can book their chat with us www.winterlaw.com.
That's right. Okay, we got another caller on the line real quick. Caller, live, where you calling us from?
Mr. Junior,
Hi.
I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to it. It's educative. I love that lady. She knows what she's talking about.
Always. We always have the
I would
best.
love I love for her to have my number because I have someone that I want to see that she could.
Okay, so we'll book a chat, and when you book a chat, just let them know right along.
I did book a chat. I sent my number, everything in the chat too.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know if it went through. I'm not that computer savvy.
Okay, all right. Well,
Now you know me. This is Tessa.
Tessa. Oh, Tessa, how are you doing? Nice. All right, good,
Yes,
good, good.
yes.
Yeah, Tessa. So send me your information, and I'll pass it on to our immigration expert, Deanna Winter Funde. She's a
I
family,
love her. I
she's a
love
part
her.
of the Ride Along family. And
Right.
when you call and you say ride along, you get a little special little wink wink, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just seen her for the first time, and she was like I know her for years.
Yeah. She been on here for 6 years.
6 years.
I know, but I this is the first time I really saw the program.
Oh, that's your first time watching Ride Along?
No, I watch Ride Along all the time, but this is the first time I see her.
Wow.
You did my Glen Terrace. You know my grants in Glen Terrace.
Okay.
and stuff like that.
What?
You did my mother's funeral.
Well, let me tell you, we're family too. Because if I did your mother funeral, I'm in there.
Yeah,
We're
I agree.
family.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen. So I'm gonna pass it on. I'll make sure that you connect to sort out your business. Okay?
All right, then. Thanks a lot. I'll
No
keep on
problem.
looking.
No
All
problem.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Funday, listen, we're changing
And
lives, and I think we're making a difference. We're gonna get a special blessing. You see when like you go to a special place after you live and you decide to retire and move into that special blessed place called heaven.
mm-hmm.
You're gonna be given a warm treatment because you help people. You're gonna be like, you know what, you did so much good for the world, and that is why you were placed on this earth to do. You know what I mean? And it's
You.
when that guy Junior George come because you would be the one that we did this
Did.
help together.
Yeah, we did. We
Hopefully
did.
not
We did.
soon, but you know what I mean. We're looking into the future. We got one last call. One last call. I think we'll take this last call. Call it live. Where you calling us from?
From Canada.
House. Go right ahead, Canada.
Jan, how are you, darling?
Good
What?
evening. Good evening. Good
She,
evening.
she won't be able. You won't be able to hear her caller, but she's hearing you.
Okay. So, Junior, I need her info, please, because I have someone to get in touch with her.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
have someone so that would like her to work for them.
No problem.
Okay?
So we go put that chat. We go put it out. I'll send it to you. By the way, Fundy, this lady, she's the mayor of Ride Along. By the way, she's the mayor.
Okay.
Call her the mayor. Lydia
Thank
James
you.
is the mayor of
Hey,
Ride
Miss
Along.
Lydia. Thank you
Yeah,
so
right.
much.
She
Thank
said
you.
thank you so much. She said thank you so much, Lydia. Lydia, go share that information, okay?
Okay, thank
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're saving a lot of lives. We are helping a lot of people. Final closing words, Fundy.
We still live, Jay, in one of the greatest countries on planet Earth. I know, everybody wants us to be afraid. Everybody wants to scare the immigrant community. Um, it's still one of the greatest countries on earth where you and I can continue to do great things. I would challenge all of those that are getting the information, Jay, to share it. So you
Yes.
might be sitting listening, and I don't know how many hundred people are watching us or how many thousands of people across the Caribbean, Europe, Canada that are watching or listening. Share the information. It might not pertain to you, but there's somebody who's deathly afraid tonight. Like they don't want to come out of their houses. Just say, you know what, I listened to that program and it's not as bad as we think.
Right.
So I think that's if I were to end it, that's how I would end it. Like, it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as we think. And America is still one of the greatest countries on planet Earth.
Right.
And we survived 2016 to 2020. We survived 2020 to 2024. So we will survive the next 4 years.
Yes. And I still believe that America is a land of opportunities and nothing would change that. As long as you have an ambition, as long as you want to be successful in anything that you want to be,
Yep.
you
I
could you
believe it.
could you could make it happen. I mean, listen, I use myself all the time. I just had a dream. I just had a dream. I saw so many. I got inspired by so many people, and so
Mhm.
I am using that experience to even better my community here in Grenada. I don't know if you heard about the things that we're doing here at Ride, employing
Yeah,
people,
I see it.
empowering, and making moves. I try to be like you, by the way. Uh,
Yes, give back, give back, give back.
yeah, yeah. So we're doing a lot, and I believe that America, as you said, still and will still always be the land of opportunities. No matter who is at the helm of
Mhm.
that. If you are living a life right now and you are scared because you're undocumented, think about the many ways that you could become documented. Find somebody, fall in love, get married legally. I ain't saying go and hitch up nothing. Find someone, fall in love. That's not very difficult, by the way. It's not difficult to fall in love. It's a natural thing. Boy meet girl, girl meet boy, get married, adjust your status legally. and sort out yourself. In 6 months, you got a green card and everything, and you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 years or so, you have a citizenship and you go to your status. Do what you have to do. Thank you so much, Deanna Winter Fun Day, for joining us. We
So,
appreciate
thank
you
you.
100%.
Appreciate you.
We'll
Thanks,
keep in
guys.
touch.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.
What was the number? What was the link we
Oh,
could give?
so
Uh-huh.
www.winterlaw.com. www.winterlaw.com.
Uh-huh.
813
813
815 815
uh-huh.
3529.
3529. That's the number right there.
Thank you
Information.
all. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Keep in
Bye
touch.
bye.
All right. Yeah. So as we said, guys, change your perception of how things, man. A lot of people just don't they don't want to be a part of things that essentially could make their lives better. Instead, they like too much TB. Yeah? TB. But that's not what we're about. We're about progressive. We're lifting up everybody. We're lifting up everybody. So if you have an immigration problem, even if I could assist you with giving you some advice, if I know, I'll tell you. If I don't know, I'll advise you to someone who could make a big difference in your life. Okay? I promise you, I would never, never lead you down the wrong path. We'll be right back. Right Along Live.
To rent a car in Grenada? Welcome to Ride Car Rental, offering efficient, time-saving service with affordable rates and 100% paperless rentals. Whether you're visiting or need a quick ride, we've got you covered. Call now at 473-422-1011 and get behind the wheel today. Ride Car Rental, where convenience meets the road.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, if you're looking to rent a car, you got to check out Ride Car Rental. Ride Car Rental, give us a call, 473-422-1011. That's 422-1011. Also, guys, you private, they ride tuk-tuks. Yeah, man, they ride tuk-tuks. Tuk-tuks are here. Yeah. And listen, this is a fun experience for the entire family. All right. So if a nice tuk-tuk ride around the island, or online, is ride.gd. That's our right now at ride. We have e-bikes, we have paddle boats, we have tours, and we just teamed up, guys, to even expand ride to the and promoting Deportation. They're going to be chopper service, helicopter services, and it's really, really amazing. So much things to tell you about some of the ventures that we're doing right now. Just go to GD tell you all about it. Listen, and by the way, that's a tuk-tuk, eh? It is really, really nice. Yep. Also looking for e-bike rental. Again, right there, ride.gd.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
You call me to lift the level, high the level, raise the level, up it, up it.
Yeah, guys. If you're flying and you want to jump on a flight, head down to Grenada. You gotta check out JetBlue. Check out JetBlue.com. Yeah, and book your flight with JetBlue. So much when you get to Grenada, you fly. You want a tour? Yes, we got ya. We got ya. Yeah, man. All of that, we put links to all of our sponsors on. Okay. All right, guys, on behalf of all of a long line, Lloyd, our senior executive producer, Gail, where are you? We say good night. Coming to you live from Grenada. See you guys soon. Well, guys, check out Kirk Sita Hall tomorrow morning on the club. Good night.
To feel the light, flight, every ride, delight, making waves across the seas. Loving in the breeze, ride along live if you please, bringing hope with such ease. Dance, let's sing the song, from island to island strong, with the host, we ride along life worldwide. The beat, amazing host leading the ride. Shine, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's see. Every show agree. Along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From and strong with the host, we belong. Energy high, bright, feel the light, global love taking flight, every ride is sheer delight, waves across the seas, love and joy in the breeze, alive if you please, bring it home with ease. So, join the dance, let's sing song, the island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, tune in, feel the light, global love, taking flight. Every ride you're doing with across love and joy in the breeze. Ride along if you please. Hope, touch ease. Ride along, ride along. Join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island, strong with the we belong.
Ride Along Live.